And mamwe ma-challenges atinopfesa isu sehurume tinova separated from our families. If family mamirira inenge yakaita tinoseparate.
They call this place Budiriro West or Budiriro B, a place that is prone to floods, a place that has illegal settlement, where citizens of Zimbabwe are prone to disasters on a yearly basis. I'm spending the day with Mr. Nkomo, who's the director of Civil Protection Unit, and he tells me that every year they have to evacuate almost 43 families due to the overflooding of Marimba River, and most of these families face the risk of being swept away. Sometimes when we look at disasters, we look at it from a larger scale. But today we're looking at disasters that could possibly happen within these communities due to the tropical cyclone Ana that is upon us.
Thank you very much. We are here in a dysfunctional settlement with several names because it is an illegal settlement. Some people call it Budiriro West, some people call it Budiriro B, but government calls it Budiriro, an illegal settlement established 10 years ago. It used to be run by a consortium known as Common Vision. You know, some of the unscrupulous cooperatives who used to fleece our people, asking them to pay for the intrinsic value of land, which land does not even exist. As you can see, we are very, very close to a floodplain of Marimba River, and behind me I'm sure you are seeing quite a number of pylons. So if you look at the servitude from the Marimba River and servitude from the pylons, we end up having no land to put our houses on. So that's why this area will never be regularized into a formal settlement. It has got so many challenges associated with it. So for the past 2 years, because of challenges related to climate change, quite a number of people in this area, 43 households, were affected and are always affected. And as we speak right now, the families who are directly affected by the flooding of Marimba River, we have since evacuated them a week ago to a safer place, and with all their children. And at some point we witnessed that there were now challenges of human world conflict because crocodiles were now coming out of the Marimba River and visiting the various homes close to the river. For the intervention of the Zimbabwe Zimpacs to kill some of the crocodiles, which were now also wanting to hunt for our children here. So this area, as I said, it has so many challenges associated with it, and as I speak, government is doing all it can to move them away, to relocate them away to some safe places. To start with, there are some flats being constructed for some of them in the Arasekwa extension, where we need to give them some decent accommodation in form of flats. They can maintain this area as their pieces of land for urban agriculture, but whilst they are staying in Ziwarasekwa and other places where government will move them to.
Civil Protection Unit has evacuated 43 families from their homes in Budiriro. There are fears that with Cyclone Ana coming, the families risk being washed away in their homes, maybe even at night or in the afternoon. There are also fears that there are crocodiles that are lurking in the area that could actually pose a danger to them. Now, the Permanent Secretary for Harare Provincial and Devolution Affairs, Tafadzo Mguti, gives us an update here on HSTV.
Unfortunately, vakadzokera back into my area vangakafladwa again. So it's the same people from last time.
Okay.
So we've just set up an evacuation center, and we are trying to put our heads together with the local authority. Because vana vacho nemapepa council, muri muswampi mo. Yeah, and unfortunately, council has not been coming to the party that much. But the government through Civil Protection Unit has already moved in. We've removed them out of the swamps. We are providing them with food and shelter until the floods go away. But we are running around to make a plan. What can we do in terms of there are 34 adults.
Yes.
And there are 37 children. They are not going to go back. We can't do that because last year we had asked, because these people were allocated land by council.
Okay.
They actually are paying rates to council. So the agreement was that council finds them somewhere else to go. Council failed to do that. So those people then found themselves still in the flooded areas. So as it is as government, we are moving in. I think those are all part of dysfunctional settlements. So we are now moving in to try and find a lasting solution for those families. Because right now they are paying my rates and my taxes to council. They want to buy refuse collection, want to buy mvura, want to buy sewer, but they don't have one but roads, want to mvura, want to sewer, want to roads, want to chavinacho. But I want to go to swamps. So to cholera outbreak. The play toilets have been flooded now. So yeah, it's a mess there, but we have evacuated them.
We're at Budiriro Youth Training Center, where the 43 families that we talked about have been evacuated, and they've been placed here until, of course, their risk of possibly being swept away subsides. We will find out from the administrators at this center and Mr. Nkomo how long they will stay here. The Civil Protection Unit has been playing, a key role in making sure that its citizens, of course, are not facing risks of flooding within their homes and so much more. Unfortunately, as you can see, there isn't much furniture here because for the CPU, it's about protecting lives. We're also going to hear from a few families about how they feel about being moved away from their permanent settlement to come to this training center for a few months. It's quite baffling that every year these families are being moved every rainy season due to flooding, due to crocodiles, and so much more. But every year they go back to their homes.
Inini ndinonzi Gertrude Mukanti. Ku evacuate kwatiri kuita kubva Budiriro 5B extension tichiuya pano pasenda kunotafekta pakuti tinogona kugara panapa 3 months but kugarisana kwevanhukadzi munongokuzivawo kunonetsa kazhinji kacho. Tinombopinda pakutongana dzimwe dzinozosvika hadzo kuofisi asi dzimwe dzacho tagadzirisana sevanhu vanoziva Mwari nekuti mukadzi nevana vake, munhukadzi nevana vake, munhukadzi nevana vake, saka munongoziva paungana almost 35 families zvinonetsa. Then chechipiri chimwe chiri kutikanganisa futi ndechekuti zvinogona zvakanaka kuevacuatwa but at the same time zvine zvichicreata rimwe dambudziko rekuti vana baba vanenge vachisara vega uko. As a result vanopedzisira vatoone zvimwe zvavava kutoitawo zvakafanana nemasmall house nekuti mai munenge musipo every day. Then ndo rimwe dambudziko ratinechisangana naro iroro. Then vana vechikoro vanenge vachifamba malong distances kubva kuno kubudiriro 2 kuenda kumfakosi nekuti ndo kune maschools acho ikoko. Every day vanenge vachitofamba kukwidza nekudzika ndo rimwe dambudziko iroro. And as a result mwana paanosvika kuchikoro anenge aneta, anogona kutongosvika nekukotsira, haachakwanisi kuita zvaanga achifanira kuita. Ndo rimwe dambudziko rechi3. Then rimwe dambudziko rechi4 utano chaiwo. Though vehealth vari kuuya everyday vari kutikurudzira kuti tofanira kuesmart but paruzhinji munhu ega ega akasiyana masikirwo ake akaitwa nemumwe. Pane mumwe anotoita zvimwe zvinhu anotoita mess up somewhere. I think ndo matambudziko andingati atiri kusangana nawo pakuevacuatwa kwatakaita kubva kubudiriro 5B kusvika kunoku.
Nini ndini mbuya mahuko ndane makore 4 tiri panzvimbo iyoyo, asi pakatangisisa mvura manje kupinda umba yakatipindira umba zveshuwa tikatakurwa tikawiriswa pano tikapedza 3 months tiri panapa. Saka chinonetsa ndechekuti takagara pano totakurwa kudzoserwa kumba, tagara kumba mvura pakunaya, mvura payapa yatanga kunaya futi inenge ichindotipindira mukati medzimba ende haipinde nepamusuwo iye zvinane iri kupinda ichinyuta ichibva pasi ichipinda mumba ichizara. Saka zviri kutinetsa kuti dai vanhu vatigadzirirawo pokugara tionewo nzvimbo yokugara yakanaka isingapinde dzimba mvura. Saka zvimwe zvinhu zvinombotiti netsei mupfungwa medu. Saka inini zvinotondibata kana dai ndakagara kudai ndiri panzvimbo ino ndinotobatikana ende BP inobva yatokwira, ndinorwara neBP inobva yatokwira BP, pfungwa dzinondiwandira kuti inzvimbo yokugara here kana kuti tichazoonawo pokugara pakanaka here. Zvinhu zvikutondinetsa, handina hangu zvakawanda.
My name is Susan Mlambo Chaputika. Ndinogara kubudiriro 5B kudhuze nekuCapes. Chikonzero chakatiunza pano pavocational center is because veCPU vakauya vachitibvisa ikoko nokuti kwanga kwaita mafashamu anga agara achiitika kubva 2016 but they recognized us kubva muna 2021 po pavakatanga kuziva nezvazvo. Chikonzero chakaita kuti tibveko inyaya yekuti dzimba dzedu dzanga dzava kuzara mvura ende tanga takufesa maproblems okuti dzimwe dzimba dzedu dzanga dzava kudonha ende tanga takuona maproblem animals akaita semacrocodiles aiuya kudzimba dzedu. Saka takabvako last week neThursday ndipo patakauya tichibvako. Chinonyanya kuti tirambe tichiuya tichidzoka nokuti last year ndipo patakatanga kugara panapa pavocational center inyaya yekuti council yedu iri kufeila kumita mademands edu. Takataura navo kuti vati offer manew stands but from 2016 kusvika nanhasi havana kutipa. Ende mamwe machallenges atinofesa isu semhuri tinova separated from our families kuti family mamiriro inenge yakaita tinoseparateka. Chikoro chevana chinokanganisika nokushanda kwedu kwemazuva ese kunenge kuchikanganisika. Saka izvozvo zvese tichinyanya kutyira upenyu hwedu po patakatenderana neveCPU kuti tinoda kuuyiswa kuno kuvocational center. Saka zvinhu zvakatikanganisa pane zvakawanda. Vamwe vakarasikirwa nemabirth certificates, vamwe mabhuku evana vechikoro, vamwe midziyo chaiyo nehembe zvese zvakadistorted nemvura. Saka isusu takatoona kuti kunoku kutombogara upenyu hwedu hunenge hwakadini hwakachengeteka. Ende uyezve chimwe chinhu chatinotarisira kuti isusu hatichadi kuramba tichiita upenyu hwekuti each and every rain season tinoramba tichiuya panapa tichidzokera, tichiuya panapa tichidzokera. Saka hope yedu isusu as cancelled failed us hope yedu yava pagovernment kuti vanokwanisa kutinzwawo votidetserawo chichemo chedu nokuti from 2016 until now vekucancel vanozviziva kuti tinopindwa nemvura ende tinobhadhara mari yakakwana mabhills ese kucity council yeharare saka ndizvo chichemo chedu chokuti panoperawo rain season inoi zvinhu zvedu zvinenge zvafamba kuti tive nopogara pakanaka tisazodzoka pane ino nzvimbo nevana futi.
We are at Budiriro Community Training Center, a center owned by the city of Harare, who offered the services of this community as an evacuation center for the people who were affected by some floods along the Marimba River. First and foremost, let me say there were two principles which we applied when we brought people here. One of them was one of safety. The safety of the people was very, very critical. The second one was volunteerism. We didn't force people to come to Budiriro Training Center. So all those, I believe, all those who came here was a result of them volunteering, given the situation they encountered in the flooding area. And as you see, yes, it's a makeshift arrangement. We don't have proper infrastructure which you can call an evacuation center. And we are going by way of improvising, and we have improvised. And I think in the context of tropical depression, Anna, if we are to receive more rains, we will be certain that a certain percentage of our people here will survive. I know why men decided to stay. We couldn't bring their sofas, their televisions, and they are serving as security in those areas. But this is not to say they are not supposed to be here. We had also identified Budiriro Hall as an alternative safe place for their husbands. And Budiriro Hall is within a walking distance from here. But unfortunately, yes, they have highlighted quite a number of challenges, some of them social in nature. And I hope those who are managing the camp at some point during the day will allow them to go back to Budiriro and enjoy those services which they are missing. Almost the three of them, they have mentioned their right to that kind of service, social service, and I'm sure they are guaranteed of getting it. And I'm happy, as I said before, if government happens to complete the Ziwarasekwa extension floods, some of the people will be accommodated there. I know they have serious grievances. Firstly, with the Common Vision Cooperative, and secondly, with the Harare City Council, where they are paying a lot of money in relation to the intrinsic value of the land. Surely all those grievances, as I said, will be addressed within the auspices of that committee, which I said is chaired by the Honorable Vice President. And I hope as City of Harare was taking that money, they were ring-fencing it for a noble cause which calls for them either for some of them to give them alternative pieces of land or to assist in the completion of the construction of flats in Ziwarasekwa. All those nitty-gritties and other issues will be looked into to ensure that our people lead a happy life as we lead towards attaining Vision 2030. As we go towards Vision 2030, everyone must be smiling. We shouldn't talk about shelter problems. We should talk about people nicely housed in their various compartments. They might not have everything expected by all of us here, but they will give him the necessary dignity and decency as required by the provisions of our constitution in section 20, that that dignity must be enjoyed by every Zimbabwean citizen. In terms of their welfare at the center, we have camp administrators who are drawn from the city of Harare and the Ministry of Public Service, Labor and Social Welfare, who are always responsible for leading the relief and psychosocial support subcommittee each time we have calamities of this nature. So I am happy they are here. If there are challenges, we will resolve them as we go, as long as we are certain that people are leading some safe life. So I'm sure on the issues they have raised, if properly communicated to the camp managers, those who are married and have their husbands, they should be allowed in the afternoon to go and enjoy whatever they want to enjoy. But in the evening, it's not a prison. In the evening, they must come so that we are able to account for their safety. Thank you very much.